Welcome to the FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly podcast series hosted by Jason Ayres, a top instructor, trader, and founder of OptionSource.net. Join Jason as he discusses the latest trends in the Forex market with a look ahead on the US dollar versus the major currencies using the most commonly used technical indicators.
Well, hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for July 5th, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayres of OptionSource.net. Let's take a look at a weekly chart of the US dollar index. Well, the US dollar lost further ground against most of the majors, slipping down to test support at 84. We should see a bounce off of this level throughout the week. Despite the extent of the pullback throughout June, the trend in force still remains to the upside for the US dollar. Now, a quick look at the daily chart reflects the 85.5 focal zone posing as a near-term resistance to any immediate bounce. The 82.83 box will be the next logical target should the index continue lower. Let's take a look at the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar as seen here in the ISE FX Options pair value CDD. Well, the CDD continued higher last week, but is showing some signs of apprehension. It is not unrealistic to expect a retest of 104.105 for support. The 107.108 focal zone remains a key overhead resistance. Well, the YUK, the US versus the Japanese yen, shows a continuation to the downside as the US dollar slides lower against the yen. However, after approaching an important support level at 86.87, we suspect a bounce and possible retest of the 88.89 focal zone for resistance. However, in the bigger picture, the trend remains down. Well, the US dollar took a major tumble against the euro as the EUI broke below 81.5 and currently makes its way to test support at the 78.79 focal zone. Although a test of 79 is a high probability, we are open to a retracement higher from the current level after such a volatile move. Well, the US dollar continues to lose ground against the pound as the BPX approaches support at 65.5. A bounce here is likely to retest resistance at 66.5, 67. The trend in force continues to remain to the downside. The AUX, the US versus the Australian dollar, tested our 119.120 box before pulling back. 117.118 remains an important support level. A break above 119.5 opens the window for a move towards 123. Let's take a look at a few of our key points. First of all, the US dollar index continued to slip lower last week. 84 remains an important bigger picture support, and with last week's test, we should see a bounce from the present level. Although we have seen a pullback in the index, the bigger picture trend to the upside remains intact. The CDD continued higher last week. However, we saw some apprehension on Thursday and Friday, suggesting that a pullback may be lining up. 107.108 remains a close target to the upside. The YUK continued its descent, but now trades close to a key support level identified within the 86.87 focal zone. Although we may see a bounce this week, the trend remains down. The EUI broke below 80.5, signaling a move lower. The pair could test as low as our 78.79 focal zone. However, we expect some consolidation at the current level. Without a solid support at these levels, the path of least resistance continues to appear down. The BPX continued to slide lower. Although we saw a very moderate bounce early last week, the pair extended the move down to test the upper range of 65.5 focal zone. We may see the pair slip lower. However, we are at a level where support is likely to be found. The AUX traded as high as 119.5 before reversing to test support at 117.118. A break above 119.5 opens the window for a push towards 123, 124. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for July 5th, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayres of OptionSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary, visit www.fxoptions.com. Become an OptionSource.net member. Visit www.optionsource.net. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in US dollars and have a European-style exercise.